Hi friends, today we are going to discuss about the gravitational intensity. Before going into this topic, please subscribe the channel. If you like the videos and to get the more and more videos, please press the bell icon. And if you like the videos, please like it and share it. Okay, today our topic is gravitational intensity. Gravitational intensity is nothing but the gravitation force acting on the unit mass. Before class we have discussed about the gravitation force, which is derived from universal gravitational law. F is equal to gm1 m2 by r square when two masses m1 and m2 are separated by a distance r. So gravitational intensity is nothing but the gravitational force acts on a unit mass is nothing but gravitational intensity. Unit mass is nothing but gravitational intensity. So therefore g bar is equal to f bar when unit mass. That means we can write it as f bar by m naught, or we can also say that gravitational intensity is nothing but ratio of force and mass. If unit mass acts, m naught is equals to 1. Therefore g bar is equal to f bar, that is gravitational force. Therefore gravitational intensity is nothing but the gravitational force acts on unit mass. Okay, acts on unit mass. So as we know, what is f? If we consider like mass m and this is a mass m naught, this is a mass m naught. So gravitational force acting on mass m naught is nothing but force by m naught, that is equals to force. What is the force between these two are separated with the distance r? Force is nothing but g into m naught by r square. Okay, force, substitute in this, g m naught by r square into m naught. This is the gravitational intensity, gm by r square, gravitational intensity, or also we can call it as gravitational field strength, or also we can call it as gravitational field strength. Gravitational field strength. Okay, always remember the intensity, gravitational intensity is always acts towards the mass. Okay, towards the mass, it has the direction. It is also vector quantity, it has the direction. The gravitational intensity is always towards the mass. Okay, if it is a point p, then the gravitational intensity is always towards the mass. Okay, next going into the we have we have some illustrations which are useful for mains and advanced. When we consider two masses, like let us assume two masses m1 and m2 or separated by a distance r. So we can also say as we seen here, the gravitational intensity is f by m naught. The gravitational intensity I is equals to f by m naught, as we seen now. Okay, we can denote it by I or small g, anything, it's fine. So here when two masses are separated by a distance r, then what is the force? Force is nothing but intensity is into mass. We can write in this way. We defined gravitational intensity as this. So from this we can also say force is the product of intensity and the mass. So the force acting on mass 2 due to the mass 1 is equals to intensity of mass 1 into mass 2. Intensity acts on mass 1 into mass 2. That's fine. Okay, this is equals to, in what is the intensity? We know that g m1 by r square is the intensity into m2. This is f21. In the similar way, F12 is equals to I2 into M1. I2 is nothing but G M2 by R square into M1, and therefore F12 is equals to G M1 M2 by R square. This is that. From the two conditions, we can say that F21 is equals to F12, right? The force is equal. Okay, going into the illustrations. Illustrations are nothing but some of the assumptions. Some assumptions which are used for getting some solution. Okay. Okay, illustration number 1 we will see here. Let us see illustration number 1. Okay, in illustration number 1, two masses, let us consider two masses m1 and another mass m2 are separated by a distance d. Okay, let the point P is the midpoint of the distance between two masses. Okay, midpoint in a sense, this is d by 2 and this is d by 2, right? So let us consider this as a point. Okay, so the intensity due to m1 at point P is towards this. That let us consider that intensity as I1. The intensity due to m2 at point P is towards m2. Let us consider it as I2. So at this point, we want the intensity at point P. Then what is the intensity at point P? It is nothing but if we consider it in an axis, this is along I and this is along minus I, right? The sum of these two intensities gives the intensity at point P. Therefore, I1 into minus I cap plus I2 into I cap is equal to IP, right? If we substitute this is the distance. What is the formula for intensity? G m1 by what is the distance between the point P and the mass is d by 2 whole square minus I cap plus this G m2 G m1 by R square, right? The formula. What is the mass? m2 by what is the R here? d by 2 whole square is in the direction of I cap, right? So IP is equals to, if we solve this, we get it as 4G m1 by d square plus 4G m2 by d square minus I and I cap, right? I cap. So if we solve this like this, we get it as G. If we take common 4G by d square, we get m2 minus m1 into I cap, right? This is the point. The intensity at point P is this. We have seen the intensity at point P. So if m1 is equals to m2, what happens? Intensity at point P becomes 0. When intensity at point P becomes 0, that point is nothing but null point. Okay, that point is nothing but null point. Where the effective intensity is 0, that point is nothing but null point. Okay. Okay, now we have seen the intensity at a point and the condition for the condition for that point to become null point. Okay, now we are going to see the position of null point. How to find the position of null point? Now for illustration number 2, what we have seen before the null point condition, and now we are going to find the position of null point. Okay, let us consider as before, that is m1 and m2 are separated by a distance d. So we don't know the null point. Let the null point is located at point P, which is a distance x from mass 1. So then what is the distance here? Total distance is d and this is x, then this is d minus x, right? Okay. If we find intensity at point, what is the condition for finding the null point? Intensity at point P is 0. Then point P is said to be null point, right? Therefore, the position of null point we should find. That means we should find x. All are given, we should find x. So, as we know, the intensity due to m1 at point P is towards this. Let us consider that as I1. As before we consider as the same, but we changed this. That's it. So the intensity due to m2 is towards the mass m2, that is I2 at the point P. So the intensity at point P is nothing but sum of that 2 points. I1 is in the direction of minus I, I2 is in the direction of I cap, right? So I1 of minus I cap plus I2 of I cap. IP is nothing but this. So what is I1? I1 is nothing but gm1 by x square, right? m1 is a mass due to which the intensity is produced, and x is the distance between the point P where the intensity is created and the mass m. This is the distance, and this is in the direction minus I cap plus what is I2? I2 is nothing but intensity produced due to m2, and which is at the distance d minus x at from the point P. Okay, so this is m2 by d minus x whole square, d minus x whole square I cap, which is in the direction of I. As we know, to find the position of null point, we should make IP as 0. Therefore, gm1 by x square of minus I plus gm2 by d minus x whole square of I cap is equals to 0. So equating these two, if we equate these two, gm1 by x square is equals to gm2 by d minus x square, right? If we cancel this, what we'll get? G d minus x square by x square d minus whole, is equals to m2 by m1, right? So if we solve this, like d minus x by x whole square is equals to m2 by m1. So d by x minus 1 is equal to under root of m2 by m1. D by x is equals to under root of m2 by m1 plus 1. What is the x from here? X is equals to d by under root of m2 by m1 plus 1. This is the formula for the position of null point. Let me write here clearly. X is equals to d by under root of m2 by m1 plus 1. This is the formula for null point. Easily we can find the null point using this method. Thanks for watching the video. If you like this video, please like the video and subscribe the channel.